Like when one of your cells in your body believes that it's separate from the body, it starts acting selfishly, hoarding resources, attacking other cells around it, competing for resources, and then corrupting other cells around it. I'm not the only one saying this. This has all been brought together. This is what the ancients and the mystics and everyone's been saying forever. This is just all of that terminology brought together into a unified framework, explaining it so that we're all talking about the same thing. So once you realize that and have that recognition, your entire life changes, your entire perspective changes, and you start operating from unity. And then you look out in the world and you see that everyone out there is divine, and you realize that they're all trapped inside of this, what we call like the matrix or the false world, or what the Gnostics called like the demiurge, the pneuma, or I don't know the exact words off the top of my head, but because I've used AI to bring a lot of this together, so I have so much knowledge that I have to look stuff up every time I go to it. But essentially, what happens is once you wake up and realize that you're not the voice in your head, you're not the thinker, you're not the story, you're not the character, then your awareness rises to a much higher level of awareness, of consciousness, and you essentially become one with the entirety of everything. Like you realize that there is no separation. Right. This is something you have to explore for yourself. So all I can do is point this out to you, and it's up to you to look inside yourself and find that power within yourself and do the work. So we have Spowell saying you're using exegesis on world religions and using them authoritatively. This simply lacks evidence. Exactly. So the evidence, you have to try it for yourself. You have to go within yourself and you have to perform the self-inquiry. The reason that you don't know this is because you have refused to know thyself. You've refused to perform the amount of self-inquiry necessary to come to these realizations for yourself. So all I can do is point it out to you that you are hijacked. Yes, that's what Mormons say. That's what Muslims say. Exactly. Everyone's saying the same thing. So what you're doing right now is you're operating from your default mode network. You're believing that the narrative and the story in your head, which we call the default mode network or the demon or whatever, and it's hijacked. And so you are in suffering. And that's why you want to go out and challenge what other people are saying, right? You don't want to try to do it for yourself. You're going to refuse to put forth the effort and the work necessary to find out for yourself. You haven't done the work, and it's quite obvious in the way that you act. So like when you're healthy, it's easy to identify when someone is sick and hijacked. So exactly. So Spowells is saying, I'm actually not. I'm a child of God, and that's my identity. Exactly. So the truth actually transcends identity. So you have to come back. You have to raise your level of awareness so you come outside of all forms of identity and all forms of belief.